Okay. Yeah. So we finally finished reading this book. When you reach me 47, when you reach me all the chapters, and then we started this new book, Fuzzy Mud. Which book do you guys like better, When You Reach Me or Fuzzy Mud? Fuzzy Mud. It's a little easier and then it's a little bit more interesting, right? This one was pretty complicated, but it was still very interesting. Okay. All right. So when I was reading the book, towards the last chapters, I found about the true identity of the Laughing Man, and I never expected that Laughing Man would be old Marcus. So when I read that part, I was just so startled, so astonished. So, but then the person who wrote the mysterious notes, it should have been a time traveler because he knew everything that was going on in Miranda's personal life. And then he knew the information that no one should have known if he hadn't come from the future. Also, the relationship between the Laughing Man and Julia was pretty interesting. How did Miranda figure out that Laughing Man deeply cared about Julia? How did she, Miranda, find out? Yes. Oh yeah, a portrait of Julia was found under the mailbox. And then it looked old, but it was old Julia. So, well, so it seemed like Julia and Marcus, they had a lot of similarities between them. What kind of similarities did Julia and Marcus have, everybody? Oh yeah? Oh yeah, they're interested in time travel. They had similar intellectual pursuits, and they had, they were interested in like science matters. So they bonded over the similar interests and probably formed, tight friendship. And maybe that developed into a romantic relationship. Maybe they became a couple. That's why he kept a portrait of Julia under the mailbox. So my guess is that Laughing Man, oh no, no, Marcus, in his first round of life, he hit Sal, and then that caused Sal to be tragically hit by the truck. And then when he became old, he deeply regretted his mistake in his actions, and that's why he time traveled back to the past so that he could save Sal the second time around. So he punched Sal, and he was always like waiting around and practicing kicking in the air to save him at the just right moment. And second time around, he was able to save Sal. So Marcus is not an ideal type of like person, but at least he made mistakes, but he was willing to correct the mistake, and then he felt regrettable and he felt remorseful for his past mistakes. So I think it raises a question. So many people make mistakes, and if we could fix those mistakes, should we? I think so. If we follow the theme of the novel, which says that the time is not linear, but time is like a ring, and then all the time are connected, then the past events are not just bygone. Oh, the mistakes that are in the past, let's just forget about that. And then I can find examples from history. So Japan did a lot of wrongdoings to Korea in the past, but then the Japanese government, they always say that, oh, these are past. Let's just like move over. And then let's only think about the future. But we really have to do everything to correct the mistakes. If we think that there's still like people who are suffering, not just in the past, but in the moment, in the present moment. Yeah. So it gives more responsibility to us who are living in the present moment. Okay. Yeah. And then the symbolism of Miranda's gift. So Miranda gave origami frog. What's an origami, everybody? Or 종이접기. She folded a frog in origami and gave it to mom, and then gave it to Richard, and gave law school applications to mom, and then gave two kids in sailor knots. So what do they symbolize? So I think frog is usually a signal for a spring, beginning of a new year. So I think that could have been a symbol for starting a new family. Yeah. And then to make an origami, it takes a lot of patience, and just like one plain paper with a lot of effort, it's transformed into something beautiful. So it represents transformation into a new family, yeah, and then the new beginning. Also, when Miranda said, Mom, I personally don't care about wall-to-wall carpeting. Yeah, don't worry about that. Why do you guys think Miranda said that? Anybody have an idea? Oh, yes, Jane.
I think she is not picky anymore
Uh,
and know that
mhm.
mom cares for Miranda,
Uh,
so Miranda
uh,
should care for mom.
Oh, so she's not picky about those things anymore. So that I think the reason why she said it is because before winning the quiz competition, mom talked about her plans, yeah, how to use the money, the reward, and then she said, "Oh, I'm going to, do the carpeting on this apartment, and then we're gonna take a trip to China and blah blah blah." But then Miranda said that, "Mom, I don't care about the carpets. I don't care about trip to China. Mom, pursue your dream. You really wanted to go to law school." So giving the law school applications means that Miranda truly appreciates all the sacrifices that mom has made, and she now is encouraging her mom to go after her own dreams and passion, I think. And then the two keys, they are tied in sailor's knot. So Richard taught her how to do the sailor's knot, and it's known to be very, very strong, and it's not easily untied. So it symbolizes the strong bond that the family is going to form. So these were some of the ideas that I had. Okay, so let's practice all together one time, and then one by one, everybody. Okay, 45 seconds. Pick your favorite parts. Or, huh? Oh yeah. All together, keep your ears plugged. Ready, set, start. When I found out about the identity of the Laughing Man, I was very surprised and taken aback because I never guessed the Laughing Man is related with Marcus. But it was amazing that Marcus came back all the way to the past to correct his mistakes. So these days, many people do not try not to take responsibility for past mistakes. But if you follow the theme of the novel and think that all the times are related to each other, and then all the times they are equally weighted, then we should be very responsible for the mistakes, although they're not there in the past. So I think the novel gives a lesson that we should be more responsible with our actions. 오케이. 좋아요. 유니스. 네. 좋아요. 먼저 손든 사람부터 한번 해드릴게요. 네. Eunice, talk. Everyone keep your ears plugged and practice. Ready, set, start.
I think the frog represents change because the frog always changes from routine into like a frog. So I think it means everything's going to change after she knew that Marcus was the laughing man. Because she gave her mom the law school application saying, well, I don't care about Baltimore carpeting. The Baltimore carpeting means old, so it means that she figured out that her age doesn't matter of what she wants to do. And also, she gave Richard two keys, one for the family and one for the house. So that means that Richard is taking part of the family.
Oh, okay. So your interpretation about the frogs was very creative. So frogs, they go through many different phases to become an adult. So Miranda is still growing, and then the family is still growing as well. And by giving the law school applications and by saying that she doesn't care about the carpeting, she is not interested in the superficial things and decorations, but she wants her mom to pursue passion, and then live a fulfilling life. Okay, thank you, Eunice. All right. Oh, yes, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Yanni talk. And everyone keep your ears and practice. Ready, set, start.
The real identity of Laughing Man was Marcus, and I was surprised because Marcus and Laughing Man has such an opposite personality, which Laughing Man's personality is very positive, but Marcus is very negative. I think
아,
Laughing Man came to the past because he regretted punching Sal without any reason. So I think he wanted to do something for Sal, which is very important for him, and he knew everything that will happen in the future. So I think he wanted to help Sal from. He wanted to save Sal from the truck accident.
Oh, okay. So it was very hard to, connect the two individuals together, Laughing Man and Marcus, because they seem to have opposite characteristics. Marcus seems very smart and intellectual, and then he does not easily interact with others. But Laughing Man, he laughs, and then is very positive, very open-minded. So I think over time, he has matured enough to humble himself. He has gone through many positive transformations. Okay, thank you, Yeun, very much. Next person. Who's gonna do it? 자, 다음 사람 누가 할 거예요? 예. 다음 사람 없어요? 없어요? 오케이. 좋아요. 그러면은 조금 뽑아야 되겠네. 지연이 할 거예요? 오케이. 좋아요. 조금 근데 약간 더운 것 같아가지고 제가 추리를 한번 넣어도 스카를 끌 수는 없고 날씨가 워낙 추우니까 조금 더우네요, 그렇죠? Okay, 좋아요. 지원이 talk. Everyone keep your ears plugged and practice. Ready, set, start.
I was very surprised when the Laughing Man was Marcus. I think the Miranda can know the Laughing Man is Marcus because in the Laughing Man talk with the Miranda, he said she's God, don't worry about that, and also he said he will protect you and your friends. So I think the Miranda can know the Laughing Man is Marcus about his talk.
Oh, okay, so the Laughing Man had all the details nailed down, all the details that anybody couldn't have known if the person had not come from the future, and that was really interesting. Okay, thank you. All right, next person. All right, so we're gonna hear from Jay. Jay talk, everyone practice. Okay, ready, set, start.
By thinking about the note of the Laughing Man, Miranda knew that the note was from Laughing Man, and also the relationship of Marcus and Julia is like a loving guy because like in the middle of the story when the Miranda gives sandwich to the Laughing Man, the Laughing Man said she is gone, and I think the she is Julia. And also the frog origami represents a love between Miranda, Richard, and also Mom, and also the law paper and not minding the floors and carpeting is Miranda's thinking about Mom's efforts.
Oh, okay. So the frog is known to have a large family with a lot of children. So frog represents the family and then the love and how she cares about the newly formed family. Okay. And Marcus Julia, they formed their relationship over the similar interests, similar intellectual interests, and that's why their friendship and their relationship became really strong over the time. Okay. Thank you, Jay. Alright. 자, 다음 사람 누굽니까? 준수. Okay. So we're gonna hear from 준수 and everyone practice. Ready, set, start.
I think Miranda knew that Laughing Man is Marcus by his last letter. At the last letter, Laughing Man said Miranda to deliver me letter to me. That means in this world there is someone else who is lucky man, whatever he's young or old. Uh, so Rwanda tries hard to find another lucky man and finally decides that Marcus is lucky man because he talks a lot about time things. I think frog origami may symbolizes a jumping monk's career. And the two keys for Richard may symbolizes the closer relationship.
Oh, okay. So in the last note that the laughing man gave to Miranda, it said that deliver the letter to me, and that me is not talking about the old laughing man, but then another me, which is Marcus, and that's why Miranda figured it out. The two individuals are connected, and frogs, they're known to take a large leap into the sky, so she wants her mom to jump up for her dream and pursue her passion. Very good. Thank you, Junsu. All right, we're gonna hear from Yeso. Okay, Yeso talk and everyone practice. Ready, set, start.
I think Mexico wanted the same cell because Marcus punched the cell one day, and also I think when if there wasn't laughing man in the accident place, I think Cell would be dead or hurt because of Marcus. So I think laughing man wanted to apologize to Cell, and also Marcus and Julia have same personality and interest about the time travel. So I think they can have more strong and long relationship.
Oh, okay. So Laughing Man, he regretted his actions very much when he became an old man, and he came back to the past to apologize for what he has done, and that he sacrificed himself to save Cell, to correct the wrongdoings. And Marcus and Julia, they're really similar because on the outside they look very cold and distant, but in the inside they're very gentle people. We can see that from the way Julia treats Ambry and how Marcus came all the way back to the past to correct his mistake. Thank you very much, Yesa. Alright, 도진, 좋아요. We're gonna hear from Tojin, and everyone else practice at the same time. Ready, set, start.
I think Miranda knew who the Laughing Man was because of his note, and she also went around to find the real Laughing Man, which turned out to be Marcus. And also I think the frog origami and the keys mean frog origami means in welcoming Richard to the family, and the keys mean keys represent actually admitting that Marcus is
Okay, so by giving a frog origami to everyone in the family, she's basically welcoming Richard and admitting Richard's presence in the house. And then, just like frog is signaling spring, the frog origami is signaling a bright future for the family as well. Very good, Dojin. Awesome. Okay, 네. 알겠어요, 지환이. 손만 드세요. 네. Okay, 융이. Okay, well, Yui talk and everyone practice. Ready, set, start.
I think Marcus came back in time to save Cell because the original past was Cell being hit by the car and being dead. And I think Marcus was really regretful about that past, the original past, and he didn't want that to be real. So he traveled back in time to save Cell. And I think the frog origami represents that the three people, Miranda, her mom, and Richard, will be happy because the frog jumps really high and far. So I think that means the three people find happiness with each other. And the keys also mean
Richard to their family and lets him inside the house.
Oh yeah, so you only give a key to somebody who's totally reliable and trustworthy. And before, Richard was just a boyfriend of Mom's, but by giving the key, he's becoming like a official family, official part of the family. And by giving the key, she is showing a full trust in Richard. Very nice, Yumi. Thank you. Okay, Minje. All right, we're gonna hear from Minjen and everyone else. Practice. Ready, set, start.
Miranda realized that the laughing man was the Marcus and she know it by the nose and the picture of the Julius older brother and the thought of the Marcus and Julia is same about the time travel and I thought they are cousins or friends. And the Marcus saved Saul by the time travel, and I think he saved Saul because he was so worried about the punching the Saul. And the origami means they want to be closer to each other. And keys means that the keys for the mind of the door.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, so the reason why Miranda gave the key to Richard is that it's like a symbol for herself opening up to Richard, just like the house is opened up for this new member of the family. Very nice, 민재. Okay. 그 다음에 누가 할까요? 오, 서원이, okay. 서원이. Alright. 서원이 talk and everyone practice. Ready, set, start.
Samantha could know that the Lamphman was future Marcus by connecting the events that happened on the letter the Lamphman had given to her. I think Marcus can travel to apologize to Sal because she was sorry for him. Also, the key Miranda gave to Richard and used to relationship and Richard really wanted to back.
Oh, okay.
Also, by proving the law of negation, Miranda wants knowledge.
Oh yeah. So if it was a usual teenager, she would really care much about buying the stuff that she needs and she might want her mom to, share that money with her. But she didn't really have the selfish needs, but then she really deeply cared about mom and really wanted her to pursue her dream. Thank you, 서원. Very nice. Okay. 그 다음에, 네. 그 도훈이하고 강민이 중에 누가 먼저 할까? 가위바위보 해가지고 이기는 사람이 먼저 할까? 오케이. 가위바위보. 오케이. 좋아요. 그럼 도훈이 먼저 할게요. 예. 자, 다른 사람들은 이제 다 각자 자기 할 거 열심히 하셔야 돼요. 알겠죠? 오케이. 도훈이, 척, and 강민이 practice. Ready, set, start.
Miranda knew that Lamphman was Marcus from the observation from the letter. He had a picture of Julia, which means that he will have a relationship to Julia or Marcus. Also, when Miranda gives the false origami to mom and Richard, I think it means saying to mom that bring Richard to our house and allowing him to be our part of the family. Also, the key means that Richard can stay.
Oh, okay. So by looking at the portrait of Julia, Miranda started thinking, oh, who is most similar to Julia? And then she finally pictured the face of Marcus and said, oh yeah, they're like twins. Not the way they look, but then they're like soulmates in terms of their common interests and their personality. That's how Miranda figured it out. Okay, and the key is the key to Miranda's heart and how she's going to open up to the new member of the family. Okay, thank you. We're gonna hear from 강민이. Okay, 강민이 talk. Ready, set, start.
Miranda Marcus is lucky man because there was manipulation throughout the story, but the notes that predicted future, and I think Marcus came to the present to save Belle because he knew his mistake and wanted to stay strong. And I think the frog of origami presents love between these three people because it takes many effort and time to make origami, and also the key can can symbolize Richard the Lincoln family, and also the law school application can symbolize that Miranda supports moms.
Oh, okay. So the fact that Marcus traveled to the past to correct this mistake shows how responsible this guy is. And to make a origami takes a lot of time and patience. So love cannot be rushed, just like origami cannot be rushed. And by giving the law school applications, Miranda is showing her true appreciation for mom's sacrifices and efforts. Thank you very much, Kang Min.